Most men don't realize they've been lied to their entire lives. Lied to about women, lied to about strength, lied to about the position they hold in this world. And the worst part, they didn't just believe the lie, they built their identity on it. Rollo Tomassi wrote a truth most men weren't ready for. It didn't go viral, it went underground. And when it did, men didn't protest. They woke up quietly, silently. Some of them became the very men you now see on podcasts and interviews, finally saying the things they were never allowed to say. If you're easily offended, stop listening now. The truth doesn't come with a trigger warning. But if you're still here, it means you're not like most men. You're not running from this. This lie starts early, long before a man even knows he's in the game. From the moment a boy starts understanding the world, he's told the same script. Be nice, be polite, be patient, wait your turn. One day, a woman will see how good you are, and she'll reward you with love. Society sold that fantasy like a cheap subscription plan, promised everything, delivered nothing. Meanwhile, women were never given the same sales pitch. No one told them to wait quietly. No one told them to impress anyone with kindness. They were taught to choose, to filter, to judge, to evaluate. You were taught to earn. They were taught to select. That's not an accident. That's conditioning. Most men grow up believing women love the same way they do. Idealistically, unconditionally, with loyalty and trustworthiness. But women don't love like men. They love opportunistically. They love in context. They love when it benefits survival, status, or emotion. That's not cruelty. It's nature. Men love the woman. Women love how they feel with the man. And when a man doesn't provide anything, he becomes invisible. Take a look around. There are millions of men who haven't been touched, kissed, or even acknowledged by a woman in years. They live in silence, scrolling through feeds of weddings, vacations, honeymoon photos, wondering why no one ever chooses them. It's not because they're broken. It's because they were told the wrong rulebook. They were told, be available, be soft, be giving. They were never told the truth, that a man without leverage has no voice in the sexual marketplace. A lot of men still think love is about effort, that if they give enough attention, affection, gifts, or tears, sooner or later she'll realize his worth. Men think it works like the movies, but women don't fall in love through negotiation. Desire is not a charity event. You don't get intimacy by filling out an application form. Here's the part most men choke on. A woman will sleep with a man she met 30 minutes ago if he triggers her desire. That same woman will reject a man who's been loyal, kind, and supportive for 10 years if he doesn't. The nightmare is realizing effort is not currency. You weren't told that. You were told to behave. And behave is exactly what powerless people do. Men today talk about equality, but they don't understand power. They were told power is toxic. Masculinity is outdated. Male ambition is selfish. They were trained to feel guilty for wanting dominance. Yet women still chase men who have it. They don't desire the man who kneels. They desire the one everyone else steps aside for. Look at marriage. Men walk into it thinking it's a promise. Women walk into it understanding it's leverage. Society tells a man it's the peak of love. In reality, it's often the slow removal of his authority, his freedom, and eventually his desire. A lot of married men don't even realize they've been castrated emotionally. They just call it compromise. And when she loses respect for him, she doesn't announce it. She just quietly pulls her desire away. The man thinks something is wrong with her. He doesn't realize something faded in him. Rejection, most men treat it like they think it's a final verdict on their worth. But rejection is just exposure. It shows you where you rank. The problem isn't that she said no. The problem is you thought you were entitled to a yes. And here's the cosmic joke. The same men who beg for love, who send paragraphs, who hope for second chances, are the men women privately mock. Not because they're evil, but because weakness is unattractive. Even when it's polite. You were told women want nice men. No, women want men who can be nice, but don't need to be. You were told to put her first. No, she only respects the man who puts purpose first. You were told to be patient. No, men who wait get replaced by men who act. The truth is simple. Most men don't lose because they're incapable. They lose because they were trained to play a game that doesn't exist. They were told women would love them for who they are, while women are out there loving men for who they have to become around them. A man without mission becomes a man without value. Women don't abandon men who are building something. They abandon men who orbit them. And when life crushes a man, and it will, he has two choices: collapse and call it fate, or evolve and call it a beginning. Most men will continue living in denial. They'll keep believing the lie because it's comfortable. But a few will wake up. A few will feel that quiet shift. The moment anger turns into clarity. When confusion turns into direction. Those men don't chase anymore. They don't wait to be chosen. They stop asking for a seat at the table. They build their own. And that's the first step. Realizing the lie wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to keep you predictable. In the next part, the mask comes off completely. We're going into what women actually respond to, why they choose the men they do, and why desire has never been about fairness. Stay awake. The lie ends here.